Are you serious right now? We're now showing Godzilla out of everything.
Today's world is full of terrifying animals, but no matter how fear-inducing some of the animals that we have today, they can't even compare to most animals who have long since been gone from this world.
How many fictional animals were there? Jesus Christ. This guy never takes a break.
Based on fossil records, we've come to know how terrifyingly ferocious some of them have been, actually. Whether on land, in the air, or at sea, no place is safe during prehistoric times.
And this guy doesn't even stop showing those fictional animals. Crazy.
Today we're going to look at 10 terrifying animals you'll be glad are already extinct. Make sure you stay until the end of the video, as number 1 is truly the stuff of nightmares. Number 10. Dunkleosteus. Living around 360 million years ago, Dunkleosteus was one of the largest and one of the last of a group of fish called the arthrodires.
Well, you're not wrong about that.
These fish had thick bony plates covering their skulls, and with a full body length of up to 6 meters.
In fact, a 2023 study suggests that Dunkleosteus typical ones are 3.4 meters long, with the largest known individual being 4.1 meters long. And they did not reach lengths of 5 meters or greater until the Carboniferous, which in fact, the Dunkleosteus went extinct during the Hagenberg event, which occurred at the end of the Devonian, at the beginning of the Carboniferous.
The armored headgear of the largest Dunkleosteus fossils are positively nightmarish. New fossil research shows that as full-grown adults, these top predators had jaws strong enough to take down just about anything in their habitats. Even each other. Dunkleosteus did not have true teeth. Instead, the skull's bony plates extended into sharpened fangs in front of the mouth. These fangs scraped together, continuously sharpening each other as the fish opened and closed its jaws. As these monstrous fish grew up, their mouths changed.
Why does everybody keep calling these prehistoric creatures monsters? I know they look freaky to some, but they're still animals, not monsters.
The jaws gradually lengthened while the fangs up front grew even sturdier. This meant that the jaws of an adult closed even more slowly, but with a ton of power. While the younger fish were eating smaller, softer prey, the adults were capable of punching through even other heavily armored prey. Number 9. Helicoprion.
You're using an outdated reconstruction from 1996.
Helicoprion was a bizarre creature that went extinct some 225 million years ago.
Which is absolutely ridiculous. It went extinct during the Guadalupian, aka the Middle Permian.
Much like modern-day sharks, Helicoprion had cartilaginous bones rather than calcified ones, so the only traces it left in the fossil record were weird whorl-like spirals of teeth that look quite unlike anything sharks sport today.
Helicoprion is not a shark anyway.
When Helicoprion bit down on prey, the tooth whorl would have been forced backwards, slicing and dicing the meal and moving it down towards the throat. Think of it as something like a food processor with a direct route down to the animal's throat.
You can, but you could also think that's a sawmill that is on a living animal, and instead of tearing wood apart, it tears flesh apart.
Few Helicoprion fossils show signs of tooth breakage, and no, it's not because they have good dental hygiene. According to scientists, it's more than likely that they prefer dining on soft-bodied animals such as squid. Probably a good thing these things went extinct before humans came about, because it's not hard to imagine one of these just munching down on some swimmer's soft and juicy thigh.
The thigh actually has the strongest bones. I don't know, but would it go for the most nutritious part of the body instead?
Number 8. Arthropleura. If bugs give you the chills, just imagine what a 2-meter-long bug will do to you. Arthropleura is a contender for the biggest arthropod of all time.
Arthropleura? Why? Arthropleura? You don't need to pronounce the I.
But what is it actually? Well, imagine a centipede, but larger. Way larger. The biggest fossil found was 2.6 meters long. It lived during the Carboniferous period.
It lived from the Visayan age of the Lower Carboniferous to the Saccharine age of the Low Permian.
All fossils unearthed of this species were always incomplete, and because the mouth of Arthropleura has never been recovered, it's been difficult to say with certainty if it was an herbivore or a carnivore.
It probably not only ate spores, but also sporospills and seeds. Based on its enormous size, that possibly quite a lot of nutrition.
Which in my opinion leaves too much to the imagination. It died down during the Permian period, the time when oxygen levels in the atmosphere dropped and the lush carboniferous forests were replaced with arid desert-like environments. Good for us humans, though. I personally wouldn't know what to do if I saw one of these crawling out from under a rock.
Simply don't provoke them and you'll be fine. Leave slowly.
Or a boulder. Or a mountain. Number 7. Smilodon.
Smilodon. This guy seems so proud of himself. So much ego. Jesus.
Smilodon is an extinct saber-toothed cat, which lived approximately 2.5 million to 10,000 years ago.
Thank God the dude didn't call it a saber-toothed tiger.
From the early Pleistocene period through the modern period. It was first discovered during the early 19th century and was named by Peter Wilhelm Lund in 1842.
Peter Wilhelm Lund.
The cat's name literally means saber-tooth.
It meant scalpel, or two-edged knife, combined with tooth.
One of the most fascinating facts about Smilodon is that while it's often referred to as a saber-toothed tiger, it really wasn't a tiger. Smilodon is actually distantly related to modern lions and cheetahs. They were approximately 5 feet long, 3 feet high, and weighed about 440 pounds.
That's around a lower estimate for Smilodon fatalis, at least when it comes to mass.
That makes them smaller than a modern lion in length, but also means they were a little bit heavier.
Size is determined by mass, not length. Your concepts aren't that great.
What seems really scary about these cats, however, were the size of their teeth. Their canine teeth were almost a foot long.
Almost? They're probably around 2/3 of a foot. Do you call that almost?
However, its teeth were also very brittle and would often break off while they were using them. And once one of their teeth had broken, then it would never come back. That's not to say they weren't dangerous, because that isn't true at all. These big cats still manage to take down their prey without a whole lot of problems, and I guarantee they take you down too. Number 6. Spinosaurus.
Oh my lord. This reminds me of the Spinosaurus Gen 2 from Jurassic World Alive. You can see right here, look at this red spine. I don't need to tell you why it's wrong.
Thanks to its stunning sail and crocodile-like appearance and lifestyle, not to mention its romping, stomping cameo in Jurassic Park 3.
Jurassic Park 3 Spino is a genetically modified Spino, which is very aggressive and not animal-like.
Spinosaurus is rapidly gaining on Tyrannosaurus Rex as the world's most popular meat-eating dinosaur. Spinosaurus is the current record holder in the world's largest carnivorous dinosaur category.
No, that title belongs to the T-Rex. When will you all learn to do some research?
Full-grown 10-ton adults outweigh Tyrannosaurus Rex by about a ton, and Gigantosaurus by about half a ton.
Are you talking about that massive theropod, or are you talking about that Newman dubium sauropod? Also, Giganotosaurus is also smaller than T-Rex, but it's bigger than Spino.
Since so few Spinosaurus specimens are extant, it's possible that other individuals were even larger. But pending further fossil discoveries, we can't know for sure. What makes this dinosaur even more terrifying is the fact that it not only can it pursue prey on land, it can hunt in water as well.
Oh my god, look at this poor Carcharodontosaurus is not having a good day today. Spinosaurus from Monsters Resurrected, 273-foot absolute Godzilla.
As exemplified by Jurassic Park 3. Yeah, that's right, there was actually some historical accuracy in there. In late 2014, researchers made a stunning announcement. Spinosaurus pursued a semi-aquatic lifestyle, and may have spent more time submerged in the rivers of its northern African habitat than it did stomping around on dry land.
Probably simply waded in the water and waited to catch fish.
The evidence? The positioning of Spinosaurus's nostrils, which are situated toward the middle rather than the end of its snout. This dinosaur's small pelvis and short hind legs, the loosely connected vertebrae in its tail, and various other anatomical quirks. Spinosaurus almost certainly wasn't the only swimming dinosaur, but is the first one for which we have convincing evidence.
Spinosaurus was the first semi-aquatic creature to be described. Also, Spinosaurus can't really swim that well.
Don't believe me? It's actually a pretty close cousin to the Baryonyx as well, which is a very similar looking dinosaur but without the sail, who was also aquatic.
Or you could simply use the irritator skull or something.
That's something you know now. Number 5. Sarcosuchus.
Sarcosuchus. How many mispronunciations are there?
The name Sarcosuchus is Greek for flesh crocodile. And aside from sounding like an SCP, that name apparently wasn't impressive enough for the
Sarcosuchus' appearance resembles more like a gharial. So you should use a gharial as a source instead of, what is it, an alligator?
producers at National Geographic. In 2001, this cable channel gave the title Super Croc on its hour-long documentary about Sarcosuchus.
Unfortunately, this is where they're wrong. Sarcosuchus is not a crocodilian. Sarcosuchus is a crocodilomorph.
A name that has since stuck in the popular imagination and one that we will still use to this very day. Unlike modern crocodiles, which attain their full adult size in about 10 years, Sarcosuchus seems to have kept growing and growing at a steady rate throughout its lifetime.
I can't seem to find a source for this unlimited growth.
Think Gustav the crocodile, but, well, he's still growing. As a result, the largest, most gigantic super croc reached a length of up to 40 feet.
Sarcosuchus only reached around 9.5 meters.
From head to tail.
Also, you're using a time-traveling Sarcosuchus from Planet Dinosaur.
Compared to about 25 feet max for the biggest croc alive today, the saltwater crocodile. Although it is unlikely that Sarcosuchus deliberately hunted dinosaurs for lunch, there's no reason it had to tolerate other predators that competed with it for limited food resources. A full-grown super croc would have been more than capable of breaking the neck of a large theropod, such as, say, the contemporary fish-eating Spinosaurus.
Sarcosuchus went extinct a long time before Spinosaurus even showed up.
Yeah, the largest meat-eating dinosaur that ever lived, and the entry just previous to this? Just imagine a prehistoric kaiju battle.
No, they probably wouldn't even battle each other, self-preservation instincts and all that.
That's something sci-fi needs to get on, actually. Number 4. Giganotosaurus. Giganotosaurus was a carnivore. It lived in the Cretaceous
Cretaceous? How do you mispronounce Cretaceous like that?
period and inhabited South America. Its fossils have been found in places such as Argentina and, well, Argentina. I know Spinosaurus is the biggest one so far, but dear lord, this one had the muscle to back up his height. A carnivorous theropod similar to, but larger than, the Tyrannosaurus rex.
Why does everyone keep comparing other dinosaurs to T-Rex? When will you all stop?
Remains of Giganotosaurus were discovered in what is now Argentina. Its name is very similar to that of Gigantosaurus, but the two are very different. The former being a bipedal meat-eater, and the latter a quadrupedal herbivore.
Not to mention, Gigantosaurus itself is a nomen dubium.
Giganotosaurus remains have been found close.
Giganotosaurus. Giganotosaurus.
The fossils of Titanosaur and other large herbivorous dinosaurs. So many researchers have theorized that Giganotosaurus preyed primarily on these creatures. It's depicted in art as similar to other theropods, with an enormous reptilian head bristling with teeth, small dangling clawed arms, powerful legs, and a balancing tail.
Oh, I forgot to mention that this is quite inaccurate, because the Giganotosaurus is shown hunting Argentinosaurus, which is not true because both of them did not coexist. They both lived in different formations. Although, to be fair, to my knowledge, Dinosaurs of Patagonia is the only dino doc that contains Giganotosaurus.
Number 3. Megalodon. The Megalodon is the largest shark ever documented, though exactly how massive the animal was varies based on the source. The more modest estimates say that the shark grew up to 60 feet, which is roughly the size of a standard bowling alley lane. But other sources say it was far larger and posit that the Megalodon could have reached more than 80 feet.
The largest estimate, 20.3 meters, aka 66 feet.
Making it the length of 3 of London's famous double-decker buses. Either way, they dwarf the sharks in our oceans today, and us by extension. The Megalodon's enormous weight matched its size. The adults reportedly could weigh anywhere from 66,000 pounds to more than 143,000 pounds.
The lower estimate is considered an underestimate.
Let's put the Megalodon's size into perspective. If a modern great white shark, one of today's largest marine predators, would swim beside a male Megalodon, it would only be as large as the latter's man parts. The name Megalodon literally means big tooth.
Unfortunately, we're shown great white sharks. Megalodon looks quite different from great white sharks in the fact that it is more robust.
The largest tooth fossil recovered clocked in at a whopping 6.9 inches. That's 3 times as large as the average great white's tooth. Some reports cite a tooth measuring more than 7 inches. Just imagine those chomping down on you. Good thing they aren't around anymore.
Sharks don't really attack humans that much. Clearly this video was made for kids who think that sharks are so scary.
Now it's time for the day's best pick. Today we're going to look at a terrifyingly large marine predator that, if it were alive today, would be fierce and large enough to hunt down great white sharks.
This is the Mosasaurus from Jurassic World, which is incredibly oversized. You know what this reminds me of? The 25-meter Arthropleura.
Number 2. Mosasaurus. Mosasaurs are very large extinct marine reptiles, with some species reaching lengths of over 50 feet and are considered to be some of the most fearsome predators to ever inhabit our oceans. They first emerged during the Cretaceous period 90 million years ago.
It lived from about 82.7 to 66 million years ago during the Campanian and Maastrichtian ages of the late Cretaceous.
They then became the ocean's dominant predators, with the extinction of the ichthyosaurs and the decline of plesiosaurs. Mosasaurs went extinct during the Cretaceous-Paleogene extinction event, which killed all of the dinosaurs.
It killed all the non-avian dinosaurs. Birds are dinosaurs, remember?
They are very voracious eaters and would eat anything that it would come into range of their massive jaws. Mosasaur fossils unearthed with other...
But now we're shown Tylosaurus from Monsters Resurrected. To be fair, Tylosaurus from Monsters Resurrected is not bad.
Animal remains preserved where the stomach would have been have allowed scientists to conclude that these formidable hunters would have dined on fish, sharks, marine reptiles, including other mosasaurs, seabirds, and any dinosaurs that got too close to the water. Another thing that makes this water reptile more dangerous is the fact that it can live in both saltwater and freshwater habitats, essentially making this thing the bull shark of the prehistoric times.
I saved the best for last, but first, I have a quick challenge that takes only 5...
Number 1. Titanoboa.
The fact that this list does not include T-Rex. Why? If you included Giga, Spino, why didn't you include T-Rex?
Titanoboa, the enormous serpent of legend, thrived in the tropical jungles of South America some 5 million years after the extinction of the dinosaurs. The death of the giant reptiles left a vacuum at the top of the food chain, and the Titanoboa gladly stepped up. This prehistoric species grew up to 50 feet in length and weighed as much as 2,500 pounds.
50 feet in length? They could grow up to 42 feet in length, perhaps even 47, but not 50.
That's as long as a semi-trailer you see on highways and about twice as heavy as a polar bear. At its thickest point, Titanoboa was 3 feet wide, which is longer than a human arm. Some scientists think it killed by constricting and asphyxiating its prey, while others argue that though it looked like a boa constrictor, it behaved like an anaconda.
Initially, Titanoboa was thought to have acted like a modern anaconda based on its size and the environment it was deposited in, with researchers suggesting it may have been part fed on local crocodilian fauna. However, in 2013 abstract, Jason Head and colleagues note that the skull of the snake displays multiple adaptations to a piscivorous diet, such as the anatomy of the palate, tooth count, the anatomy of the teeth themselves.
Lurking in the shallows and ambushing unsuspecting animals with a stunning blow. What happened next, scientists all agree on. The great snake swallowed its giant prey whole. And if you had the terrifying experience of staring into Titanoboa's mouth, you would be no exception. It could kill you before you even had a chance to scream. Which terrifying...
That is the end of the video. Another not good one. At the beginning, it showed tons of fictional animals. It's shocking, to say the least. But as time went on, it became another one of those generic bad paleontology videos. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed.